When you quit an addiction cold turkey, whether it's nicotine, pornography, cannabis, sugar, pointless scrolling, you're not just changing a habit, you're literally ripping out the neural pathway that your brain has been relying on for comfort, for stimulation, for escape, sometimes for years and years. That's why the first few days feel almost impossible, because your brain is not just addicted to a habit or a substance. It's addicted to the dopamine pattern tied to it. Every addiction, even the seemingly small and trivial ones, rewire your brain system. They teach your brain, when I feel uncomfortable, I do this. And so quitting feels like breaking an emotional contract with yourself. The first week is always the hardest. Your brain is practically protesting. It's confused, it's irritated, it's louder than usual. You feel urges that you didn't even know you had. You realize how often you rely on these habits and substances just to feel normal, and your dopamine baseline drops, which is why everything feels so flat, dull, and just lifeless. This is exactly where most people relapse, because they don't realize that this is the sign that your brain is starting to rewire. Neural plasticity doesn't feel good in the beginning. It feels like withdrawal, like agitation, like grief even. But the most important thing is, this phase is temporary. And then by the second week, something very interesting happens. The urges are still there, but they're quiet now. They're less automatic. Your brain starts to notice the gaps where the habit used to be. You find yourself thinking, I want to do it, but I don't really need to. This is your prefrontal cortex, the rational part of your brain, getting stronger again. The pathways that started the addiction start getting weakened. You're regaining control. Not fully, not yet, but enough to realize this might actually be possible. Then the third week hits, and this is where the real change begins. This is where you start kind of becoming someone else. Neurologically, new connections have started forming. You're no longer reacting out of impulse. Your dopamine baseline is stabilizing again. Normal things start feeling good again. For the first time, you don't really feel like you're quitting something. You feel like you're replacing it with something fundamentally better. The habit stops feeling like a part of your identity. You outgrow it, and that is a powerful feeling. By the fourth week, you experience something that not a lot of people talk about: silence. The voices that were telling you to give in, they're gone, or at least unnoticeable. Your focus gets sharper, your emotional regulation improves, your mood gets better, and your confidence rises. Not because you've conquered something that's so big, but because you've proven to yourself that you are in control. And this is what a healthy dopamine baseline is supposed to feel like. This is what a healthy, rewired brain feels like. And here's the beautiful part, right? It didn't take a miracle. It didn't take perfect motivation. It took 1 month, not to mention of discomfort, yes, but also a month to prove to your brain that you are stronger than your urges. Now, here's the mistake everyone makes. They try to quit everything all at once. I'll go to the gym every day. I'll eat clean, no sugar, no alcohol, no smoking, no drugs, digital detox, perfect sleep, all in 1 week. And of course they fail. Not because they're weak, but the brain can only take on so much change at once. Every habit you try to quit is a test of willpower. When you divide it across 7 different things, you lose all 7 battles. But when you focus it on just one, you win. And once you beat one addiction, the next one becomes easier. Belief in yourself improves, multiplies even. Your discipline becomes a part of who you are, not just forced. Success builds on success. If you're watching this, pick one habit, just one, that you know is dragging you down, that's holding you back. Something you absolutely rely on. Something that has control over you. Something that numbs you instead of filling you with life, and quit it for 30 days. Not forever, just for a month. Let your brain reset. Let your dopamine recalibrate. Let your identity shift. Most people don't realize it doesn't actually take as long as you think it takes to rewire your brain and just teach it a different way of existing. You don't need a year. You need consistency. You need space. You need to commit to one thing and let it transform you. Because when you fix one thing, you're not just fixing a habit, you're proving something to yourself. And after you prove that once, your whole life just becomes easier to change. I am rooting for you. You have a lovely day.